Okay, let's have a review of the Sandblaster setup and breakdown. I'll walk you through the steps. I will be referring to parts indicated on this poster right here. We have our incoming air valve, our choke valve, and underneath the blaster is the mixing valve. Those are our main ones. First thing we need to do is, at the front desk, check out the Sandblaster cabinet key. And we will unlock the plug can that contains the Sandblaster light and the air filter. Plug those into the power strip. Next, we need to make sure that any media left over in the cabinet from the previous user is put back into the Sandblaster. Down at the bottom, there's a door on a spring. Push down, make sure none of that media is coming out. That goes into this bucket, this blue bucket. Then we would pour through the screen mesh to capture any paper or debris that would clog the hoses. All right. Place that. Now we're ready to put pressure onto the Sandblaster. The first valve is the compressed air. The handle should be turned parallel to the line. That gives us pressure all the way to the incoming air valve here. When we open up the incoming air valve, we're going to pull up on the bell valve, I believe, and just open it slightly. You should hear the air starting to pressurize the lines. The bell jar should be held up with pressure. There are two valves on the Sandblaster. The first valve should read 80 right in the middle. And the second valve, pressure gauge I should say, should be between 40 and 60. These two dials should not be adjusted. If they are the incorrect pressures, you should see a manager at the front. All right. Now that the pressure is adequately into the system, I will fully open the incoming air valve. And finally, I will open the choke. Our Sandblaster is now ready to blast. Coming over to the cabinet, we will put our glass into the cabinet. Close the lid and secure the latches. At this point, we can turn on the cabinet at the power strip. That turns on our air filter and the light. Looking at through the cabinet, using the foot pedal to activate. Wait a second for the line to clear. And we should see a light indicating that we have correct mixture of media and air coming through our hose. Off on the foot pedal. Once we're done, we would break down the system. Now, some troubleshooting. Number one, if the choke valve is not open, the media will pour out rather than blast. Number 2, if the mixing valve is not properly adjusted, which is located underneath the blast, the Sandblaster, there could be too little or not enough media coming out, and that would be adjusted by opening or shutting, respectively. And number 3, if everything on the blaster is correct and no media is coming out whatsoever, there could be a problem with the nozzle. The nozzle can be clogged if the media is not filtered before it is put back into the Sandblaster. The brass fitting unscrews, and this can be cleared with a paper clip. When we're finished, you turn off the filter and the light. Shut the incoming air valve first, and then bleed the line. 2 ways to bleed the line: pulling down on this wire hook or opening this nozzle. The valve at the top drops in, indicating all the pressure is gone from the system. Close line in, close the choke. Finally, as we did in the beginning, open this hopper at the bottom and filter any of the media that you used back into the Sandblaster. Shutting down, you remove the plugs, place them back into the plug can. And you take the key back up to the front desk.